in to another episode of Untold Stories, your weekly D&D campaign set in the world of Elvoria. We have our standard wonderful array of players. Everyone's got snacks and drinks in hand, and we are ready to tell a new chapter of our story. I think at the point this goes out, the Arcane Compendium NPCs should still be available. They'll be closing soon, though, so if you do want to jump on that, link in the description. But I think, without further ado, let's continue our story. Last time out, you were on the road still. Successfully wrangled back the cart from Lesley's attempts to drive it and blockading the road. Then you travelled, eventually finding a small hut by the side of the road where you settled down for the evening, chatted things out, and worked on some side projects for some of you. During the middle of the night, much of your sleep was interrupted by 7 weird little guys turning up in the house and trying to steal your shit through a short but potentially aggressive negotiation. No blood was shed. Some rabbits were taken, some coins were taken, and they left. At which point, you all eventually went back to sleep, Ximori taking the rest of the watch, and you all awoken shortly after dawn. And that is where our story picks up, as the rest of you are woken up by the angry elf that you're travelling with sunlight coming through the windows.
Well, they didn't come back, and weather's looking better today, so should be a nicer journey.
I hope so.
We really need to get something fitted to the cart to stop the rain.
Oh, that's the point. Did anyone look at the wheel last night after I hit that pothole?
No, I can look at it this morning before we set off.
You got ideas for like a canopy or something, or like we need some way to stick it, keep it up?
And nothing with us. But like next time we get to town, I can buy some supplies to build it out.
Yeah.
We really need more space in it as well if we're going to stay together.
Get an extension on back.
Maybe a roof.
I mean, wait a minute, what are we talking about staying together? We're getting some... No, stop. No, this is we're not having this. We're not a party, we're not a group. I'm getting to Nauri. I'm getting to Nauri, and we're taking my wagon and I'm going. You guys are sorting yourself out from there.
How many days is it more to Nauri? There's a town in between us and there, isn't there?
Yeah, you've got 2 days before Samurai Car, and then it's 2 or 3 days from there. So you've got nearly a week still together.
We can stop for supplies in Samurai Car, and I'll pick up some wood, and we can make a frame.
All right.
Then you can have a nicer carriage.
All right.
For free.
I'd appreciate that. That's thank you very much, to be fair. All right. I mean, we can grab some sticks and like stick a blanket on top if you're really desperate.
I'm not sure that would hold.
It's like
We can try. Yeah.
I just think a roof is like long term, you know?
just in case you guys can't deal with the rain for the next 2-3 days or whatever.
2 3. I'm talking weeks.
Weeks.
There's at least a week until we get into till we get to like the city at least, town.
Yeah, it's a decent amount of time.
I think I speak for Balrick and myself when I say I hope in a week that I am under a nice, warm, dry roof. Weeks, under a nice, warm, dry roof, and no longer in this stinky cart behind. No offense, Dave, but Dave's stinky butt.
Leslie's right. I too want Lesley under a nice warm roof and not in my car.
No offense taken, although it feels like it was intended.
Never. I would never want to offend you, Lesley.
I don't feel
Insight,
like we need to roll
insight.
insight for that.
Roll for it.
So, if it was a deception, so nat 1 on the deception, so and I got a -2, so it's a
Negative
-1.
one.
It's a -1 deception, so can you beat that?
It's because it loops back round to being the most impressive deception
Yeah.
ever.
It's coded, so that's now like a 255 deception.
And it's a perception. Hey, I still
It's
have a
insight.
-1.
Insight.
It's insight.
It's still -1.
It's still a -1.
Yeah, you still can't lose.
If
I
she
can
rolls a
get
nat
quite
one-
close. I've got 2. So it's a bad line.
Everyone else is just standing around watching these two talk. Clearly, one insulting the other, and the other one only like faintly picking up on it. At the other point, like Lesley also thinking about, yeah, I kind of do want a warm.
Me and Lesley are intellectual behemoths.
I don't think Leslie's awake yet.
Even if he was, this would
There's
not.
a wine hangover.
Well, at any rate, I think we should get moving. I think our wine supply is actually running dangerously low.
How many? Didn't you buy like 8 bottles?
7, and we're through 2 or 3 of them.
Cool.
I gave Aderyn a wine bottle last night just to herself. So
Speaking of which, Lesley, roll me investigation to look for the doll.
God. Where's it gone?
That's a 8. Nope, that's a 7.
7. There's some splintered wood around, but it's right next to the wood pile, so you know.
No, I'm looking for rabbit paws. Come on.
You find the rabbit paw. It actually got cut off early, so they weren't taken by the darklings.
Oh no. Aderyn, I've got some bad news. I'm really sorry.
What?
So, our lady Tabitha, she didn't make it through the night.
What do you mean?
I think there was a casualty.
You broke Tabitha?
Aderyn, I'm so sorry.
I put my soul into this.
I
Honestly, I carved her all afternoon, and I put so much love because it helped calm my mind, and just why would you break her?
Aderyn, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean. If you cry, I'm gonna cry.
My favorite song I've ever made.
You made more?
Well, yes, not the first one.
Well, how many have you made?
Well, I don't know. I don't keep count. They're not that special to me.
I don't know. I'm really so sorry. Please let me know. Oh
It's
no.
okay. It's
Please
okay.
Please let me know.
I'll forgive you under one condition.
Anything.
You have to convince everyone to throw a funeral for Tabitha.
Balrick walk over now and go, "It's Tabitha."
So, we are going to use our martial training to use my maneuver commanding presence.
Well,
And
we just
Lesley-
got ignored.
No. Lesley is going to stand up straight in the room. He's
You're
going to
like
look.
using a maneuver for this.
Yeah, this is the only thing he can do to make it right. He's going to stand up straighter than you've seen him standing in weeks. And he's going to turn to the room and in a very, I want to say a very commanding voice. We'll find out how commanding. He's going to say, lads, there's been a tragic event that unfolded last night. while many of us are slumbered, and some of us were going chasing evil spirits around, we lost one of our own. A dear doll named
Female
Tabitha.
deer.
Dear doll named Tabitha, and she was beloved by all and found creepy by one Ximori.
Wait, it was a deer?
This is not helping right now. And although we may not be family, and although we may not be friends, and Lesley's gonna look at Balrick very in that moment, we are traveling companions, and when one of us falls, we all grieve. I would like for you to take a few minutes to say some kind words about Tabitha. I think we should burn her. As we burn her in this pyre.
Who's Tabitha?
Tabitha was my friend.
Oh, are you okay, Aderyn? I'll come
No.
over and I'll try and comfort. I'll put a hand on your shoulder. No, what's the friend? How recently?
Last night.
Last night? The friend was with us?
Yes.
Balrick looks around the room and goes, counts heads.
We're all here.
Yeah, don't you remember Balrick? You remember Tabitha, right?
Who's Tabitha? What? You look very distraught and I don't want to
Don't
see
you
this.
remember Balrick?
I just don't know what happened to her. Lesley, how did she die?
What was?
I think it was painless.
What?
She died a warrior's death, and we will now say nice words.
Who was Tabitha? I'm so confused.
Can I just persuade him? Can I use charisma just to make him feel like he's the one who's missing something?
Tabitha,
No,
You
I'm
weren't
trying
long.
to do
You
a
weren't-
perfect build up on here.
Tabitha, you weren't long for this world, but you left an impact on those around you. And an impact on where you landed, I guess.
Ximori, you didn't
You'll
see.
be missed.
That's meta knowledge, Andrew.
I mean, I assume the doll has been.
No, it was splintered beyond recognition from what Lesley found. At any rate,
The rest.
Togrim.
The rest.
Are the rest of the bits of it just on the floor?
With,
Okay, we're looking around. Can we see
Lesley-
it?
with your passive investigation, yeah, you find bits of a carved piece of wood lying around.
And the rabbit meat.
Yeah, there's rabbit feet nearby.
And I think there's fur on it. It's bloody bits of fur just all over it.
I'll go and pick them up and be like, "Oh, you mean these? You're carving." And
is that what it is?
hand
Is
them
that
back to
Tabitha?
Aderyn.
Yeah.
The creepy thing that woke me up in the middle of the night? That's my fault. I punched it out of the way. It literally was in my face.
You punched Tabitha.
It was in front of my face. I thought it was a threat. It was terrifying.
You murdered my friend.
It's a piece of wood.
It's not a piece of wood. It's a friend.
It scared me. I don't know why I'm so high pitched right now. It scared me.
You.
Like what? I don't understand. Like it was something that we would have been invaded, and then I woke up from you shouting, and this thing was in my face. So I punched it out of the way.
How could you find her scary? Look at her.
You're right. How on earth could I find that in front of my face when I wake up?
Fight or flight response
Everybody.
activated.
She was smiling.
Yes. You're right. I'm sorry. It was my mistake. It was very bad of me. He said anything I can do to make it up with you within reason.
Well, I suppose I couldn't forgive you, but you owe me a friend.
All right. I'll get you a friend.
You've got 3 days and a half.
3 days and a half. So the evening 3 days from now.
Yes.
Okay. Very generous of you. Balrick's gonna turn around and do like a. Oh, like, "Ooh, damn.
I'm taking an imaginary hat off and stand by the fire solemnly.
I'll play my drums.
Drum.
Not everyone can play the drums, Togrim, okay? But I can.
Just like a solemn march.
I'll get
Does
out my
any-
little whistle and join in and play a vague rendition of a funeral march.
Does anyone else say some nice words for Tabitha?
Tauri just sits there looking. Horrible music.
Togrim's just going to stand there quietly. He won't do anything else, but he's got nothing to say.
Horrible music, I'll have you know that was a 13.
Not bad. Not bad. No more words are said.
Tauri, you pumped? How's your drumming?
My-
You're like 3-beat drumming.
That was another one.
The drums are amazing.
She is
She's so
offbeat.
sad. Through the tears,
Adam's
weeping.
trying to do a mournful drumming, and it's like.
Da, da, da,
Actually,
da,
she
da,
accidentally
da,
does,
da,
like,
da.
accidentally does like the horse theme.
Oh, I guess Togrim wasn't right after all. Not everyone was.
It took 2 episodes for that callback.
It couldn't have been a better dice roll.
You load up.
I'm gonna step outside and start getting the wagon ready. You do you. And this is why that's why I live alone. I'll walk outside and go set the wagon up.
You go find Dave.
I'll go find Dave.
Dave.
Dave, you're sane. You're sane.
Talking to the goats again.
Ximori, did Ximori come outside and say that?
Yes.
I'm gonna
I'm
turn
just
around
in the
and go.
doorway.
I'm gonna turn around and go. Goat.
Horned
And point at
creature.
the giant.
It's got horns.
I stand by my statement then. Dave's the only sane one here. I'll include myself in that.
I'm entirely sane. What are you talking about? I say as I walk past and climb into the cart.
You load up everything, and once more set upon the Covenmer Trail. I don't know whose turn it is to roll a d10. You decide.
Who's driving today? Who wants to take a turn? Lesley, your ban is lifted if you want.
I'll let somebody else have a go.
We are all
I think
now
I
in the
outshone
cart, so
everyone.
it's safe.
Aderyn, would it make you happier to drive the cart for a bit?
Yes.
Okay, you have a go. It looks like this. You do it this way, right, left. Dave's nice and calm. He'll take you steady.
Roll a d10. A 4. As mentioned, Ximori, as you kind of woke up, like the rain seems to have finally passed, and a little bit of sunlight starts kind of breaking through the cloud layer as you head onwards. A few miles down the road, you've been travelling a couple of hours now, you come across a tree by the side of the road that is heavily scarred and cracked open, as it looks like a lightning strike had hit the tree. It bears scorch marks and the like, and a huge kind of split down the trunk with branches having been scattered all over. You assume from the passing storm the last couple of days.
Does this have any, like, religious significance from, like...
Not particularly. In general, it's more the thunder side of storms tied to the Jade Dragoness. Yeah, nothing in particular, but it's interesting, if nothing else.
Togrim, do you want any wood for anything?
I don't particularly need any. I'm just glad we weren't hunkering down under that tree.
That's true enough, I guess. It's like it was a pretty big one.
Sizable tree. As you're kind of slowed up, almost rubbernecking at the sight of this tree, as you'll kind of crane your heads to take a look. Balrick, you feel a faint shudder, almost like a vibration, come up through the like chassis of the cart.
Right, hold a sec, hold a sec. Aderyn, stop, pull back, stop. Aderyn,
Roll me an animal handling check.
are you gonna? You don't have to stop if you just want to ignore me.
2 plus whatever that is.
You try to pull the reins in, but whatever, suddenly you feel the vibration come through as well, and Dave gets spooked and starts just trying to like pull hard at the reins, and you like lose control of the reins, and Dave just starts pulling like up towards a bank, trying to get like up the high ground, and like those of you in the back like start tumbling out the back as the cart like veers off, and suddenly Dave's moving far faster than he had.
Like, move, and I'll try and like pull Aderyn back and get into the seat myself.
As you like head over to the cart, suddenly the earth in the center of the road suddenly explodes outwards as a enormous multi-limbed chitinous creature bursts out of the earth, legs ending in sharp hooks and mandibles the size of Togrim, just snapping out, acting wildly as it lashes towards the cart, yourselves and Dave. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Yay! I love that Togrim is a unit of measurement.
Togrim is a unit of measurement.
One
We had the
Togrim.
things, we had the things last week that were Togrim size.
Episode title there, right there.
The size of a Togrim. Are we going into our rodeo?
We are not. This is a theatre of the mind
Alrighty.
session.
3 Togrim makes a Balrick.
So the road at this point has started weaving through like a not like a full valley, but there's like rocks up on the side of the road. Like it's a little gully at best, kind of thing. But the road itself is now completely torn asunder as this ankeg has burst out of the ground, screaming, spitting acid at all of you. 25 to 20.
Yeah, that's a nat 20 for 24. And I'd also like to use a new class feature. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Woo! I'm gonna use my tactical command, which, when I roll initiative, I can issue one of the following tactical commands to a friendly creature who can see or hear me within 60 feet. I am going to redeploy to Tauri, which means that you can immediately move up to half your movement speed without provoking opportunity attacks until my next action.
Okay.
I assume it comes into play on my turn.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like
So it's like for one full round, you can do that.
yeah, you can do it. I believe that happens straight away. Let me double check. Yeah, you immediately move up to half your speed, Tauri, so you can head up, like jump
Oh,
off
you
the
can,
cart,
yeah.
head to a separate spot. It's up to you.
That is actually true.
I'm just going to move in the opposite direction.
What do you mean by opposite direction?
to where the monster is.
Okay, so you're heading like up the bank.
Yep.
Okay. 20 to 15.
18.
16.
15 to 10.
12.
14.
And Tauri.
8.
Good thing you redeployed Tauri. I can get the
Lesley, though, you are up first. Springing forth as this giant creature bursts from the ground.
Cool. I'm assuming I'm close enough to swing at it with my sword.
Yeah, you can run towards it.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to remember how this actually works. How do I fight in D&D? I know there's a
How do I
D20
play?
involved. So I'm gonna try and swing at it with a 19 plus 6 to hit.
That hits.
I think it might hit. That's 1d6 plus. That's 8 points of damage. And using my bonus action to second attack.
Yep.
I can have my ability one. Yeah, sick. That's a dirty 20 to hit for another. Do I add 4 to the second?
Do you have 2 weapon fighting as your fighting style?
Yeah,
Then yeah, you do.
sick. For another 8.
Sick. As Lesley runs straight towards this large creature and hacks away at the chitin. Up this close, used to kind of finding ways to enhance yourself, you realise that this creature's like armoured carapace. Like underneath, it's not quite as like armoured, and it's kind of got like a soft underbelly.
Can I use a free action to shout that out?
Yeah. At the end of your turn, Lesley, like as you slash at it, it rears up on like its 4 hind legs with 2 large ones rearing up. As it like blots out the sun for a second due to its like size, and you realise this thing is like there's acid dripping from its maw and there's like hooks and barbed limbs. I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Leslie's gonna very quietly under his breath go, Tabitha.
I'm not rolling my thing.
Aderyn?
6.
Failure. Balrick.
8.
Failure. Lesley.
There are highs and lows in life, you know? Sometimes you roll a nat 20 on your initiative. It can only be balanced by rolling a nat 1 on your wisdom.
Tauri.
A 0. Is that a 0?
It's a 0.
Tauri.
17.
Success. Togrim.
18.
Success. Ximori.
14.
Success. The first 3 of you are frightened of this giant bug that has burst from the ground, tried to eat you and your cart, which means you cannot approach it and your attacks have disadvantage while you can see it. The rest of you are fine. Speaking of which, it is Ximori's turn.
Okay. Well, I'm not scared of it, so bonus action, I am going into a bit of a rage.
Rage.
Letting out some of the bloodlust I suppressed yesterday. And like I go to reach my axes, but my hands just curl into claws and stay there. And I'm just gonna, charge directly at it past Lesley and jump at where its chest is, where it's rearing up.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it. You can go for it.
That is a 13.
13 doesn't hit. As you strike for the chest, you manage to scrape along some of its hard chitinous exterior. It
Right.
slashes off it.
And my second part of my claw attacks, because when I attack with my beast claws, I get 2 attacks in an attack. That's better. Sorry? 21.
21 does hit.
Alrighty.
My question was, are you shifting in front of this?
Yeah, like the hands have just gone like.
Well,
Not axes, or
Not axes, they are just clawed hands right now.
Can I roll
that's-
wisdom to see if I'm scared of Ximori?
You want?
Yeah, maybe same.
Yeah, same.
That
Or
is...
it's like this moment.
Out of curiosity, what was Balrick's shout or whatever to tell Tauri to move?
Balrick?
Lesley.
Lesley?
Lesley to tell Tauri to move. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I guess I was doing something. I will just read the flavor again.
How much damage, Andrew?
that is 9 points of slashing damage.
9 points of slashing damage. You like your first claw like rakes across it. Your second claw like you pull it out a little bit and like jam the claw in behind his carapace, and it like screams in pain.
And I cling onto it. Look back at Lesley quickly just to see what they're up to.
Leslie's actually not scared of Ximori right this second. But yeah, he sort of yells, "Get out of the way! Land crab!"
Nice. Togrim, your turn. Aderyn, you're on deck.
Do I know that they're frightened? These three.
They are quite visibly shaken by this giant creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've got the spell Heroism. It says they're immune to frightened, but does it work for removing existing frightened?
It would suppress it for the duration of the spell.
Okay. So can I cast Heroism on Lesley? I think you get three temporary hit points at the start of every one of my turns. Until
3
the spell
temporary
ends.
hit points.
Until the spell ends, creature immune being frightened gains temporary hit points at the start of each turn. So when the spell ends,
That's
target loses
Each of its turns. Okay.
Yeah.
Start of your turn.
Okay.
You get 3 temporary hit.
To do this, you do have to run towards the creature, because
I
it is a
wasn't
touch
frightened,
spell.
but yeah.
Just making sure you know you're putting yourself in that kind of
Yeah.
danger.
It's squishy zone. Yeah.
Cool. Anything else on your turn, Togrim?
That's it. I don't have any bonus actions.
Aderyn, you're up. Balrick on deck.
I would like to.
You're scared of it,
Yeah.
and you're also driving the wagon right now.
Shit.
I would like to jump out of the wagon
Okay.
in like the opposite direction of the creature.
Yep. Anything else?
No, I'm just trying to get away.
Okay. You can use your make me an acrobatics check to kind of land.
Yes.
It's very important. Yeah, make me an acrobatics check to land safely.
I kind of want to do a thing to counter this.
18.
18. You managed to like jump off and duck around. Balrick, I will say you specifically said at the start of this thing you ran up and like jumped onto the side to grab hold of the reins. So you're still like up there and
Yeah,
you
I
have
was
chance.
going to be like, do I attempt to attack of opportunity grapple her to keep her there? Like, no, stay here.
If you want,
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Just-
I might be
Aderyn
doing it.
just bails out the side and tucks and rolls down a hill. Balrick, it's your turn.
Well, I'm panicking, and she's just jumped out of the car, and I was going to do something. I'm going, I'm just going shit. I think I'm going to, I don't know if I had to, I'm going to grab my, oh, what, I don't know. I'm just so, I think I'm going to grab my bow and try and fire backwards, just being like panic, like, and then try and grab the reins first.
Before I
Like,
forget, Aderyn, make a wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Sorry, what are you doing, Balrick?
so I hadn't grabbed the reins when she jumped out. I jumped forward. My bow would potentially have been under the seat or something, maybe. Grab the bow out, try and fire one wild arrow before I grab the reins.
Cool. Make a shot at disadvantage.
13.
13. You like by diving like underway, you manage to like shake yourself and like steel yourself for a second and go, wait, I have magic. And you shake the frighten.
A 17 to hit.
17 does hit, even a disadvantage. Wow.
Yeah, 11 plus stuff. And that's a 5 plus 4 for 9, so 9 points down, just like a wild arrow fired backwards, and then I'll grab with one hand the reins and just try and pull me off, like,
Make me an animal handling check.
19 plus stuff.
You pull him off before he goes over the edge and drags the cart with him, and you're now on top of this ridge, with the cart and Dave. Ending. For those of you who are fighting the Ankeg, when it gets hit by that arrow shot, it skitters back and hunkers down, so that shot can't be made again. It's kind of additionally moves itself around you, as it's now its turn.
Wisdom save,
yes, please.
10 plus 13.
13. That is enough to shake your frighten. As the Ankeg, you see suddenly the acid starts dripping more and more out of its mouth, and then it vomits forth this gout of acid spray. And I need the three of you who are close to it to make dexterity saves, please.
That is 17.
Lesley?
16.
Togrim?
4.
4. Lesley and Ximori, you just see you see what's coming before it even does it, and you just quickly dive, splitting either way. Unfortunately, standing right behind you, you were a human shield. Togrim doesn't see it coming, and just a gout of acid just washes over Togrim entirely. Togrim, you take 8 points of acid damage, and you are currently bathed in acid.
Okay. For concentration spells, it's a Constitution
It's
saving
half
throw?
the damage or DC 10, whichever is higher.
Okay.
So for you just need to make Constitution saving throw DC 10.
Okay, fine. 21.
Heroism stays up.
Thank you.
The creature does back up slightly. Tauri, at the start of your turn, make me a your passive perception. You briefly spot amongst the chaos. You see a vial come out of where the Ankeg had come out of, and kind of crack against the back of the creature. But it's your turn. What do you want to do? Oh, Ximori?
When he said moved out of range, moved back, as in out of mine and Leslie's.
No, not quite like that. Just kind of
Okay.
narrating, positioning wise. Yeah, hunkers down. Good call, man. Tauri. Lesley, you're on deck.
I will. Bane. Level 1.
Sorry, what was that? Bane.
Bane.
Charisma save. That is 7.
Cool. It is now Bane.
Yep, it is Bane.
Cool.
Cool.
I continue to move up the slope, further away from it.
Very well. Back around to the top, Lesley, with Ximori on deck.
So, I'm very sorry if this is an incredibly stupid question. Can I make 2 attacks as just my attack, 2 weapon attacks as my attack? Or it's attack bonus action?
Attack bonus action. You need to get to level 5 to attack twice as your action.
And it has to be dual
Come on,
wielding.
level 5.
And it has to be dual wielding. You can't do one weapon.
Yeah,
I have,
Leslie's currently got his fabulous scimitars.
but that's cool. That's cool. Level 5. So far away. So Les is gonna try and attack again. He's gonna swing and hit with a 18, I think.
Yeah, hits.
For 5 points of damage. And is gonna turn to Togrim and say thanks for that, and with this stay strong, and is gonna imbue him with the hold your ground feat as his bonus action. So I can issue a new command as a bonus action within the next minute of like initiative. And hold your ground essentially means you get +1 bonus to your AC for the next round.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Cool. Ximori.
Right. Well,
Lesley, I assumed you just checking. Lesley, you stayed put, or did you pull out?
Ah, stay put.
Cool.
Well, it just tried to spray a whole bunch of acid. Didn't like that. I'm gonna jump at where its jaws, like where its like mandibles are, and try and take the mandibles off with my claws.
Go for it.
That is an 18 on the first.
Hits.
And, ooh, very good. 24 on the second.
Go for it.
17 points of slashing damage.
Ooh, wow. You're just rending this thing apart. It's starting to like leak, like its blood is almost acid. It's starting to like leak on. You're feeling it like hiss on your claws, but that just enrages you further. Anything else?
For my bone, I don't think I have anything on a bonus action. So nothing else that I can do.
That everything?
Do my claws count as a light weapon?
Don't think so.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll just try and keep its attention on me by just continuing to worry its face.
Yeah, no worries. Your absolute slashing on this thing. Yeah, they don't count. Absolute slashing. Like, you're pulling off like pieces of it, and like acid starts like pouring out of it, and like this creature suddenly just like squats down for a second, like pulls its like limbs in, and suddenly seems to like squeeze itself. As from all of the rents and slashes and wounds that you've all caused it, suddenly acid just bursts out of it. And I need all three of you again to make dexterity saves.
$19.
This one you see coming, and you like quickly like duck and roll underneath the gout of acid as you take 4 points of acid damage. Oh, by the way, sorry, the two of you from the previous one should have also taken 4 acid damage from succeeding on the save. It's my fault for not remembering. But Ximori and Lesley, what were your dex saves?
How you doing, Lesley?
19 also.
4 points of acid damage, and
Yeah,
Ximori?
2.
4 points of acid damage as the acid just like splashes all over you. But Togrim, it is your turn. At the start of your turn, because you are bathed in acid,
Yeah.
it eats into you for another 1 point of acid damage, just like searing into your flesh.
Is there any way I can get it off?
You can use an action to just like scrape it off with something, or if you've got something else that might do similar.
Not specifically, apart from just like my water skin to pour water all over it and wash it off.
You do that, go on.
But I kind of want to disengage.
You need to make 2 concentration checks because you've taken damage twice.
Yes. Okay, for this, I'll do those in a sec. I want to disengage for this turn because I don't really want to be taking acid damage.
Okay.
And move back, preferably like around the side of the cart or something where I can shoot at it from cover.
Sure. You don't have a bonus action disengage, do you? So it's your action.
No, that's
The acid is still like singeing into you at this point, but you like back up and hide behind a rock nearby and hunker down. Just 2 concentration checks, and then it's Aderyn's turn. Balrick on deck.
I would like to. So I'm behind the wagon, sort of, I guess.
You're like behind like a small rise of earth at this point. The wagon went on a bit further before Balrick got it under control, but you're not like exposed or anything right now.
Okay, but I'm still. How far am I from the big, scary boat thing?
Probably about 60 or 70 feet.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna peek out.
Steven, you good?
Sorry? No, Heroes and Falls.
Heroes and Falls. Sorry.
I'm gonna peek out and kind of like look at the boat in a more determined way, because I'm no longer frightened. and I would like to point my staff at it and cast Chaos Bolt.
Sick. Is that an attack roll? You?
Yeah. There's no one around.
I know.
Big bug.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ranged.
Make a
That's
spell
it.
attack roll. So that will be roll a d20 and add 6. I think that's your spell attack modifier.
My spell modifier
Plus 2 plus
is
4. Plus it.
it's 5.
No, 5.
You have a charisma plus 5. Damn.
No. She's only got a charisma plus 3.
Right, sorry.
Yeah. So 15 plus 5, 30,
That
20.
hits. Roll the damage and find out what damage it does.
Okay.
2d8, 2d10 plus a d8?
It's 2d8
Plus a
plus 1d6.
d10. Plus 1d6.
So it's 4 plus 4 plus 1,
9.
and the damage type is.
With
If I understand this correctly, do I roll the two and then I choose one of them?
Yeah, but if they're both the same, I think something else happens.
Yeah.
The chaotic energy leaps to a different creature. Make a new attack roll against the creature, another creature
Oh, yeah.
within range.
Wonder.
I'm
So you-
gonna double check whether you have to do this, or
Chaosy.
whether it's chaos. I'll tell you what, Sarah. How chaosy do you want it to be? Do you want it to potentially harm your friends?
Yeah.
Cool. Make an attack.
Yes.
Roll me a d6, and then make
It
an
does
attack roll.
say, it does say of your choice.
Yeah, but
Wait.
let's make it proper chaos.
The d6.
Yeah, d6.
6.
It leaps towards Ximori, so you need to roll damage. You need to make an attack roll against Ximori as well.
I'm really sorry.
So hold on, how
Uh,
much damage was it to the creature? And it was force damage.
Oh god. It
So it was
was
4,
9.
4, and
9, it was 4 and 1.
9 points of damage. Cool.
and
How's
I got either fire or poison
For what?
for the damage type.
For Ximori's?
No, for the
No, you rolled 2 4s. The
So
damage
you-
that you roll decides the damage that is done.
Yeah. So it's just suddenly from over the hill, there's suddenly just a bolt of pure arcane energy that bangs into this creature and like shoves it against it. You see like chitinous plates crack under the force of like this purple shards of energy that crack through this creature. And then the second attack roll as it bounces off the chitin
it's 16 plus whatever.
That's my AC.
straight into Ximori's face. Roll the damage again.
But they're really gonna not like magic now.
Ximori's been justified so
Do
far.
I roll the damage on them as well then?
Yeah, you reroll the damage.
Yes.
The 8 and the 6. Do you want one of my d8s?
No. These are my special die. 8.
Oh.
8.
It's gonna leave
7.
again.
8, 7, and 2.
No.
Okay.
8 and 7.
So 17
That's
points
17.
of psychic or thunder damage. Which one do you want it to be?
Psychic.
As the energy ricochets off this creature and lances towards you, Ximori, you're not like paying full attention. You turn around just as this purple light clashes towards your eyes, and it crams into your head, and just you feel like vessels burst in your head as a scream echoes in your mind.
You dealt double damage to our ally compared to the enemy.
And messed with my head. The one thing I told you I do not like.
In my defense, I'm not in control yet. You guys need to teach me.
That ends Aderyn's turn. Balrick!
Okay,
There is
can I
blood
get
pouring out my eyes.
Can I get some descriptions? So,
Yeah.
The wagon isn't like going off a cliff or anything.
No,
is
you've
it?
reined
Right.
him in. You're sitting on top of his eyes. So it wasn't a cliff. It was like a roll down a hill.
Okay. Stop that. So I'm on the uphill. Did you say there's a gully, so like a valley sort of thing?
A very small one. Like there's a slight kind of rise up on the road kind of thing. You're kind of just at the top of one of these at this point.
Is there any like hidden areas?
So like points where you can like hide
Not
essentially.
where I can hide. Behind the creature, are there any like hidden?
Roll perception.
I mean, I'm not even asking more for me. I'm asking more for me the out of character because there's something else I want to do. But so Balrick doesn't need to notice it. But I got a 17 anyway.
17. So when you say hidden areas, I'm just trying to fully understand what you're looking for.
anywhere where a thing can be that is behind the creature.
Oh right. Yeah, there would be. Let's say there's rocks and that kind of stuff, like just around this place that are fairly large boulders that are kind of like jutting out of the earth.
Anyway, I am just going to be stood grandly on top of the wagon and take a proper concentrated shot now that I've got accuracy.
Do you want to use your bonus action?
No, not right now. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
So just normal hit. 2 + 4, 6 points of damage. And my bonus action is going to get used, but I'm not consciously using it. A shadow darts out from behind a rock, a hidden hiding place, and comes and attacks the creature.
As the two of you who are fairly close see a large, squat, low to the ground, like lizard-like creature that's scales and skin kind of catch the light and refract into multiple hues of colour as it like skitters down very quickly with its head like raised up down the slope towards the giant Ankeg and just leaps and like clamps on with its jaws onto the Ankeg.
14 to hit.
14 just hits.
And 4 points of damage. And then before Balrick has a chance to see it, actually, it runs away again to another hiding spot further in hills.
Okay. It will take an attack of opportunity.
The shadow that jumps on, deals some damage, and just runs off.
It takes an attack of opportunity.
Cool.
As the Ankeg lashes out with one of its barbed claws for a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
Doesn't hit. Lashes out and just you hear the sound of like a claw on glass or something like that. It pierces your ears slightly, Lesley. That ends Balrick's turn. It is now the Ankeg's turn. Like, frantically looking around, it's going to see... odd or even, Andrew?
Odd.
It clamps down on the thing that's latched onto his chest, and its mouth comes down to just try and bite your head off, essentially. You didn't go reckless, did you?
No.
It's fine. That is a 16 on the die for a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 5 slashing damage, half to 2. And 2 acid damage as the acid in its maw so it bites in where it pierced. And you are grappled and restrained.
Ooh, fun.
As you're clamped in its jaws. And then for its movement, it is going to burrow into the ground and go underground with Ximori clamped in its mouth.
That's chill. Yep.
Tauri, you're up.
Shall I?
Oh, actually, that's a good point. It was baned.
Sorry.
It was only a -1, so its attack roll still would have hit.
Yeah, it was worth it. I can't see anything, can I? Can't see where.
You see the hole that this thing went down. You can roll a perception check.
Would that take my action?
No.
No? Cool.
Have to do like a quick scan of the battlefield.
Does it running away provoke an attack of opportunity?
Yes, if you want to make one.
Can I make one if I'm frightened?
It's a good point.
How does frightened work?
You would technically even be able to roll to end the frighten, even while not frightened. So if you want to try and roll a wisdom save to have ended it first, and you can anyway, it would just be a disadvantage.
Oh yeah. I just did it. No, sorry, I don't want to take it for Tauri's turn, but I was like, you can.
Yeah, you can make it. You can make a swipe. It would be a disadvantage because you're frightened.
That's okay. I'm not too bad at hitting.
Tauri, what did you roll?
Good at hitting things.
Natural 20 for 23.
23. You take a look around, and you momentarily spot a small head kind of pop out of the first hole, like look up, and then disappear again. But other than that,
It's underground. I'm not expecting to see much.
yeah, you see where the thing went. It burrowed underground with Ximori in its mouth, and you definitely spotted that lizard-like creature attack it, and you noticed that it had like a crest of with a natural 20 of like gem-like objects that were floating above its head. It weren't fully attached to its body.
I will draw my crossbow and just hold and attack in case it reappears.
Go. Background to the top then, Lesley. Actually,
That's
what was
a-
your attack opportunity?
14.
14 does hit.
Oh, sick. So, it's a 9. Isn't it slashing?
Slashing. Right.
Slashing.
Cool, it's your turn though.
Sick. I guess I can't see it now, and I'm still kind of scared. But I can roll at the start of my turn to be unfrightened, or is it the end of my turn?
End of your turn to be unfrightened.
Rules is written, you could probably find it by just trying to move in a direction, and then if the direction that you can't move is that creature.
Like,
Feels like the force field.
yeah, exactly.
Weird rendering.
Yeah.
Invisible wall.
I suddenly became scared of North.
Ximori, you're on deck, currently grappled in the dark.
Yep.
And restrained, so at disadvantage.
What does restrain do again?
My
You
speed
can't
is
move and
0,
you have
I have-
disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yeah.
And other people have advantage on you?
Yes.
Your speed is 0.
Yep.
Ah,
And it can't be increased in any way.
no. That would be very funny if I could redeploy you, but it's not. Les is actually a little bit like, start, can't move closer.
Yeah, you won't go down that tunnel currently.
Absolutely not. He's gonna bonus action. Is Balrick frightened still? No.
You're the only person that's frightened at this point.
Well, that's embarrassing. Gonna redeploy Balrick. If he wants to move closer, he can.
Well, absolutely. I'll
Um,
jump down the flag. If I know that Davis sits still,
Yeah.
Davis like roughly settle down, I'll leap off the wagon, just kind of staircase it, and kind of start running towards the group.
Yep, you run back down.
And Les will hold his action to slash if it comes into view. But would like to wait. Is it an action to remove frightened?
No, it's just at the end of your turn, make a save.
13 plus wisdom.
Yep.
Cool.
13 minus my 12.
Still frightened, I'm afraid. Especially since you just saw the giant, terrifying wood elf get clamped and eaten and taken away.
To be fair, that removed one of the fears, so it's kind of like, you know, we used to like Godzilla and like King Kong, you're like, it's kind of fine.
That ends Leslie's turn. Ximori, you are in the dark.
Yep. I don't like being in the dark. And
Crap
so,
space.
where I'm basically, contained, I'm just gonna, like, the claws just, like, extend out, and I'm just gonna stab them, like, into the throat ahead of my head.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go reckless.
Cool, that balances out.
Panicked, reckless.
Yep. Natural 20.
Oh.
And an 18.
Yeah, both hit.
Right, so the natural 20 is a 10 times 2 is 20. No.
That's not
15.
you do. You roll the dice twice.
Are we rolling dice twice?
It's up to you. I'm happy with roll one dice and double it.
I'll double what's on my dice.
Cool.
So that is 15 on the first,
Mhm.
and 11 on the second.
You just like, you feel like a gout of acid blood like pour over you. And you're just like, ah!
And as a bonus action, I'm going to use my implacable advance. When
Yep.
a creature no more than one size larger than me is grappling and I hit it with an attack, I can use a bonus action to escape the grapple. So I just pull open the throat.
It spits you out. It then like skitters away, further like burrowing through the tunnel, and just leaves you in this tunnel behind.
So it's left me behind. It's gone out of my
yes.
range.
Yes. Its reaction doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. As it skitters
Okay.
away from you.
Yeah, just like from the tunnel here, Togrim's gonna hear the same, like, bestial roaring.
Togrim, it's your turn.
I'm gonna wipe the acid off.
Cool.
Just,
at the
I don't
top
wanna
of
be
your
hurt.
turn,
Yeah.
you do take 3 points of acid damage before
Ow.
you drag it off.
Is that an action to take the acid off?
Yes.
Okay. I can't do anything else. So that's my turn.
Cool. Aderyn.
Well, I can't see the creature properly because it's furrowed down.
Correct.
I'm just-
Very angry noises in the hole.
Gonna wait on standby. I'm just gonna be alert and like try and see if I can like figure out where it is.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
That is 11.
11. You're keeping your eyes peeled, but you don't spot any like obvious signs of where it is, other than somewhere underground. Balrick, you're up.
I'm gonna keep running towards. I'm gonna stow my bow on the back, and then try to do the same thing basically, but like more actively search for where directions it's gone, what's moved, sort of investigative style, sort of like
Make an investigation check.
running up and I'm looking for where it's gone. That's a 18 plus stuff. 18 plus 4, 18 plus 5. 18 plus 6. I've got expertise in investigation. 24.
You like scan around and like just close your eyes a second and like feel for that tremor you felt beforehand. And as you do that, it is moving underneath you. Exactly where you don't have tremor sense or anything like that, but it's not run away at this point. You can also hear bestial shouts echoing up the tunnel from Ximori.
Is that my action?
Yes.
Do that. Yeah, no worries. It's still underneath. Get ready, and then I'll try and like back up a little bit just to like make sure I'm not in danger.
Cool.
Can I can't actually hold a bonus action, can I? It has to be an action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that in your turn?
I'll draw I've stowed my bow, so I'll draw my machete.
Cool. With that roll, I will also say you're feeling it on the ground, and then suddenly it gets much closer, and then suddenly a second burst of earth as the giant creature bursts from underneath you and Lesley. I'm going to give you advantage on this save because of your action. I need you both to make dexterity saves.
I have given Lesley because I have alerted them and been.
Is it flat? Is it flat though?
Yes. Straight dex.
Fuck yeah!
Can I give the Lesley the advantage that I didn't need?
I also didn't need it.
Oh, never mind then.
You both taking that word of feeling out for it, and as you feel it get closer, you dive out the way. You pushed away as the earth gets blown up as this thing bursts out. You instantly notice that it doesn't have Ximori in its mouth, and it lashes out with its claw towards you, Balrick, because you're the biggest thing.
Can we just, even though me and Lesley hate each other, we do like synchronized sort of buddy cop stop dives to the side, like either side of it.
Slow-mo
Like,
bullet time.
It's Dad Bob diving, you know?
proper dad cop diving, like we're both.
It is only a 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
As it lashes out with its claw, you manage to pirouette in midair as it slashes over your head, and you collapse and roll. Tauri, you were holding a crossbow shot, I believe.
Yep.
So as it bursts out, you can make a shot.
No.
And Lesley was holding.
Natural one.
Cool. Anyone else holding actions? Lesley. Natural one. You go to fire, and genuinely you realise as you pull the trigger, you realise you hadn't cocked it properly in your rush, and
There was
just
no
nothing
bolt.
fires.
With no bolt in there. I fight.
It's a 22 and a 10 total.
22 hits.
So it was a 22
Oh.
and 10 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Buddy cop dive.
Wait, yes, buddy cop dive. All right, so what's
I'm
actually
distracted.
what's actually gonna have happened?
I bounce it. I do this pirouette off it. You go. Free rid.
So we hate each other, but we love each other. We're family. That's what it's like. But he won't admit it. But we're family.
Me angry.
And what happens is this thing, it jumps from the ground, everything explodes, and what happens is Balrick grabs Lesley and swings Lesley so that Les is able to get his scimitar like across this creature's neck, and then Balrick like sort of thump him down, and this creature's neck just like.
Yeah, there's the section of...
So there's a little bit of acid that does go on Balrick, but it's kind of okay.
It's half a point of acid damage rounded down. Yeah, there's this section of like the exoskeleton that had been ripped away by some brutal attack that you weren't privy to see, that you just eye up perfectly. Balrick, as you dive out the way, Balrick grabs your ankles, swings you around, just held out. You are the sword with a sword. Full on anime with this, and just a whoosh. There's a pause before suddenly a flood of acidic blood pours out of the neck and across the ground as the thing like spasms out of control, flailing wildly before like collapses down in the now destroyed road, and its lifeblood slowly sinks into the earth.
Do you know the phrase like the sword is an extension of your body? I think this was more of an example of the body was an extension of the sword.
Was its body still sort of like in the hole?
No, it had like fully burst out, but like there's light coming in from the tunnel, so you can see where the exit was.
Yeah. I'm gonna make my way out, still extremely raging.
Alright, Lesley, you continue to surprise me.
Lesley, I didn't think you had it in you, old man.
Alright, I guess you get a little bit of respect.
Game respects game.
Hey.
We're making our secret handshakes.
Our secret handshake is Balrick puts his hand up for a handshake and Lesley does weird stuff around it. But if Balrick ever tries to take part in said secret handshake, Lesley knows it's not real.
I think while Balrick and Lesley are sorting out their secret handshake, like Ximori has come out of the tunnel, seen that the Ankeg is dead, and then just like slowly turning towards Aderyn.
We all saw Aderyn accidentally hit Ximori, didn't we? Yeah.
No.
He's subtle.
That's wait. Has this ever happened to For context, has this ever happened to Aderyn like near Lesley? No, this has never. They've never accidentally misfired. It's not like an
I don't
occupational
think this
hazard.
has ever happened to Aderyn, like
Full
full stop.
Lesley, we need Lesley.
I am advancing. I am advancing
Lesley,
on.
Lesley,
Aderyn.
let's go. Let's go.
Uh,
Let's run towards them.
Distraction. Togrim! Are you hurt?
I'm gonna try and pick up Ximori.
Togrim is a wreck.
I am very hurt, yeah. About a third health.
Ximori! Ximori, Togrim needs you.
I'm just gonna get like within 5 feet of Aderyn. Like I am not that much taller than Aderyn.
Lesley is gonna scoop her and run.
Like,
I
just
was
looking.
I was gonna try and get him under the shoulder.
Between us, we can
No,
do
no, let this happen. Let this happen. Ximori's got a thing.
It's gonna be like, I'm really sorry. That was an accident. I didn't mean to hit you. I aimed for the creature. Are you okay?
Next time you're gonna do some freaky magic shit, make sure it hits the right one. Got it?
I'll try. I'm really, really sorry.
I'm gonna like make my way over to Togrim and just crush like a bit of the ankeg as I go, trying to let the anger out slowly.
Just gonna turn to Lesley, like really sad, like probably hates me now.
No. No, Aderyn. He's just grumpy. He
No,
wants to kill.
they probably think that the worst of me, and I don't blame them.
And as I come out of my rage and make my way over to Togrim, I'll just like say after me, if I hated you, you wouldn't be breathing. All right?
Seeing that that's settled, can I just ask, is an ankeg a monstrosity? I'm going to do that for every single creature we kill.
I'm fairly sure that.
Yes.
Do I know of any magical parts for it?
So,
Chitty.
magical? No. They're not magical creatures. They're just
No.
absolutely
They're just
horrific.
weird.
They're beasts with acid blood. But
The acid blood. Yeah.
acid comes from somewhere.
I'm sure I've got some spare vials around if I can start like. Oh, is there an organ? Ooh. Acid sac.
So, I mean, two very similar ones. The acid sac you know to be in the throat, which has been torn apart. That doesn't mean that you can't get some acid out of the blood. It might have to be distilled at some point, but you can get some vials of acid. Its meat is a delicacy in certain areas. I will say, you've never encountered an ankeg. You're just like looking at this thing and going, I could probably get some meat off that. If it's got acid blood, I could probably get some acid out of that.
I was going to say, can I take a bit of chitin as an acid-proof material?
That's the other thing, is you kind of eye it up and down, and you think, that hide's probably pretty tough and can probably do some interesting stuff with that.
Yeah, I'm going to try and like carve off some like chitinous pieces just in a sack.
Cool. Make me a carving, whatever we called it, tools check.
Harvesting tool.
Harvesting tools check.
What ability?
Are you going for the hide, yeah?
I'll go for. I kind of want that and just a vial. I mean, the vial of the acid blood. I'm sure that's probably easy anyway. But
cool. Make me an intelligence check with the tools then.
not a wisdom because it's like medicine adjacent. Because this isn't about knowledge. This is about more like.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, I'll give you a wisdom check on it. It's not dex because you don't have to be that dexterous with it.
No, yeah. 16 plus 5. 5.
Yeah, you pull off some and carve off elements of its skin and chitinous plate, and your immediate assessment is you could probably make something with time and the right tools. You can't do it just randomly in the field. Equivalent of like studded leather that might provide a little bit of assistance against their acid. Not necessarily all acid, but against other ankeg, it might provide a little bit of aid. But it will look much cooler than standard studded leather armor.
Oh yeah, I'd have like an ankeg chitin shoulder plate.
Yeah.
And I'm more thinking monetary, like.
Yeah.
I don't know why Balrick's not very much. I don't know what. There's a very inconsistent stuff. But yeah, some chitin and just a vial of the acid blood.
Yeah. Roll me 1d4.
3.
3. You can get 3 vials. Just straight vials of acid.
Just legit, just vials of acid.
Yeah, they'll need to be distilled into vials of acid, but it wouldn't take long to do that, really.
I
You
just need
could
to
probably get away with that in the field with decent enough equipment and time.
which I don't have, but
A good pan, some heat, and you'll be able to separate it. That's all I'm saying.
Right, I'll try and help Togrim scrape the rest of the acid off.
Thank you. Ximori, I know you don't like magic, but do you mind if I heal myself?
I don't
I'm
mind.
not gonna get attacked if I fix up my scratches, am
I don't mind what you do to you. Just don't mess with my head.
I? Okay. I can't mess with your head. I promise.
Hmm.
But you've also got some scary shit going on. I knew that deer wasn't killed by a bear, but what the heck are those claws?
What claws?
The claws you just used to attack the Ankeg just now. They came out of your hands? Or they are your hands? I'm not really sure.
I don't. What?
What? Just now. When you were fighting, you weren't using your axes, but you were slashing it up.
I don't know what you mean.
Hmm. Can I roll like insight against him?
Sure, you can roll persuasion or deception, Andrew. Don't have to tell us which.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, Ximori, as you kind of look down at the hand as this conversation is going on, they look like your hands, but very much they are like the skin is acid burnt, and like has blood and that like Ankeg blood on it. But that's it.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a unnatural 20. Ximori genuinely doesn't know what you mean.
Okay. You know what? Are you hurt? Would you like me to heal you as well?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I will cast Healing Word, or Cure Wounds rather, twice.
What does your cure wounds look like?
Pulling out like a salve or a bandage of some sort and sort of wrapping it around or applying it to scratches or cuts. And, you know, normally that would take like a week or two to heal up, but it's pretty much instant as I like move my hand over it and I'm saying, I guess, the arcane words as well. So 7 points to you, Ximori, and 9 to myself.
Thank you.
Tauri, what are you up to?
Checking on the ox, I suppose, making sure it hasn't taken too much. I'm just trying to get everything ready to continue on.
I will just remind you spotted some weird stuff coming out of the original hole.
Spotted a little thing with gems.
No, I'm talking about you spotted a kind of clay flask and a head.
Well, okay. Sorry, I completely forgot. I am going to go and have a look at that.
That's why I reminded you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can head over to the first hole. Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation is 23.
So yeah, like heading down the Covenmere Trail, which is like the main east-west road that follows along the Neoharnian River, is currently kind of unusable. There's three large holes in it. But the first hole that the creature originally burst out of is like this crumbling hole in the ground, and unlike the other ones, which are quite like shallow holes where the thing burrowed and came out, this one seems to delve quite deep down into like the bank underneath the rocks. Like as you approach, like the earth kind of crumbles and falls in a little bit, so you do your best to kind of keep a distance just in case it goes underneath your feet. And you kind of look down, and there's like a couple of like, for lack of a better, burn marks, and not acid burn, like fire burn. And you also spot a rather crude-looking spear, javelin-like object that's like been embedded in the earth.
Guys, this is a bit odd. Not sure what to make of it. Might be a problem later on.
Why? What is it?
Be sure. And I kind of just take it over and go,
The spear's a bit far down. You can't reach it from where you're standing.
Alright, you've got longer arms than me. Do you want to see if you can get
As I look at a sack of chits and scales onto the wagon. I'll come down. And I'll go have a look in the hole.
Roll me a perception check.
And if I can reach the spear, I'll grab it. That's a 2 plus 5, I think, so 7. Not very good.
You don't really spot anything beyond what's being pointed out, but you do see the spear, and like you can use your bow to kind of like hook around it as you lean
I'm
in.
not going to do that. I would not do that. I
Yeah,
would not
it's
use
a
the bow.
little bit out of reach.
My bow does not know.
Yeah, it's a little out of reach, but like taking a look at it, like it's a fairly crude spear. It doesn't look like something that would be made in like a town or anything like that.
Hey, it looks primitive. Not particularly good spear. What do you see? Why? How'd you find this?
I'm entirely sure. It kind of just caught my eye as the thing exploded out the ground. There was a pot
A pot?
as well somewhere. Yeah, and I looked for the shattered remains.
You can carry on your investigation roll on that. Like, there's bits of like clay pottery that's been like smushed into the earth with all of the combat and everything like that.
Can I gather any information from it?
Roll me a history check.
Can I help by finding other pieces of said pot?
Sure.
Does that give me advantage then?
Yeah.
Ooh, much better. 30-20.
Dirty 20. Again, it's not fancy. It's pretty. It's earthenware pottery. What you do get with that is that like it also seems to have like this like black powdering, like it's been burnt at the edges kind of thing. But that burning is fairly fresh on it to the point of like you can kind of like scrape it off a little bit. With that history check and your upbringing, like you are aware of the concept of alchemist's fire, which is volatile chemicals that upon interaction with the air ignites it in a way, and it's usually kept in sealed clay earthenware jars or pots to stop it combusting.
Yeah. So, you may not be aware, it's... Well, many people don't want to know. Do you know what alchemist's fire is?
Not familiar, I can't say no.
Okay. So, it's kept in a glass jar, clay jar, more often than not. And basically, it creates a sort of jelly, I suppose, of fire when it's ignited. This is the remains, I suppose, of a jar of it.
Wow, a strong idea that this pancake isn't using spears and fire. So
No, hence my confusion as to what exactly has, well, happened. I think we're going to have to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, I say we just get on the road, try and keep going, and we'll be safe in the town. We just keep our eye out a lot more now.
Agreed.
Okay. You load back up with your newly acquired monster bits. A couple of you still nursing pretty bad acid burns at this point. and you trek on for the rest of the evening.
Before we track on, I'll see that is Ximori still really injured?
Oh yeah.
Ximori, do you want me to have a look? I know some herbs around. I think I've seen some herbs around here that'll be alright for them herbs, for them burns. Can we set you up on them?
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
It looks like Togrim's had a good go at them. It might help the healing a bit quicker. And then I'll King's foil it and grab some herbs and cure wounds on you. You know, some herbs.
Kind of unwrap the bandages that Togrim will put on and put in like a pestle and mortar paste on underneath it.
Yeah.
Heal it back up.
D8.
Yeah.
Cure wound. 6 plus 3, 11.
Thank you very much.
Did anyone see our a scaly friend come help us out partway through that fight?
I actively am saying I did not.
No.
People can, I can
Yeah,
roll
that's fine.
for it if you want, and people who are in the midst of it could roll.
Did it look like it came from Balrick? Or did it
No,
just...
it came from the opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
There's like initially I imagined it uphill, but behind it, like sped from behind, kind of did like a jump on claw, and then run off again.
I think I was too busy having my head exploded by magic.
Yeah, just you,
If
Lesley.
Leslie's feeling like Lesley might have noticed.
I think Lesley might have been... No, Lesley wasn't frightened, I think, during this time. I think Togrim
No,
had
that
just...
was just afterwards that Lesley got frightened.
Yeah, I think Lesley would have noticed it.
Do you want me to roll a stealth
You don't know what's happened?
for the dragon?
Oh, yeah,
So,
sure, go for it. 2 stealth against perception. Yeah, dragon could have come through with...
I believe if Leslie's perception's -1, Lesley needs an at 20.
No, the dragon could have had one of those... You know that, like, the drum that's on your back, and then you have, like, the harmonica? It could have had one of those, and Lesley would not have noticed it.
No.
I rolled a 19 on itself, so it was like a shadow. It died.
I rolled a 2 on my perception.
Anyone else want to? Aderyn, you were getting a full unobstructed view of it all. If you want to
Yeah, I'll roll.
see if you saw the scaly, whatever it was, the shadow in the valley.
4 plus whatever. I don't think
Nope.
it's going
Stealth
in
it.
my
Oh, plus
You saw
16.
Anything.
Shit. Interestingly.
Oh, that's weird.
But you travel on. Someone will fix the road in the end. Everyone else will just have to work around it for now.
Not a problem.
Actually, two saw then Tauri and Lesley.
Sorry?
Because Tauri saw it before as well. With the nat 20 perception.
So what?
The dragoon.
The dragon.
No, it was someone else, wasn't it?
No, the nat 20 perception was on the
In the hole.
looking in the hole.
Because she saw the
Oh no, that's a good point. She did see the crest. Yeah, Tauri, do you want to have rolled perception for me? I remember, Andrew.
I would have rolled dirty 20.
Beats the 19.
You remember seeing a crystal, a shiny lizard-like creature.
Would I have gathered anything else other than that?
No, it was a lizard creature that ran down a hill and attacked the Ankeg and then ran off.
Alright.
There's not really much else to gather at this point.
No, that's fine.
Maybe Tauri's developing a special friend.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Tauri could get a companion.
It's all shiny like Tauri.
Hey, Gethin and I, when we were looking at the rogue, almost gave her an animal companion.
Too many animal companions.
Yeah.
That's what we decided once I knew what you guys were doing. I went, "I'm stealing the thing."
So you trek on with that events lingering in your mind, and eventually kind of come to where the forest, the large forest that you remember, Togrim, from your travels, finally kind of begins. which you know to be the Isra wood. It's kind of creeping up towards the road. Still not like at the road, but it's within sight now. And you look for a place to camp. Based on the constant detours, the fights, the healing, the arguments and everything, your best guess, Togrim, is that you'll probably arrive in Samurai Car around dusk tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep. But you can all hunker down. No roadside shack this time. So you kind of jerry up.
I'll try and build us another lean-to bivouac sort of thing.
Yeah, you manage it well enough to get you something. Is there anything immediately that people would like to do?
So, once we've been travelling for a little bit, and Ximori's sort of calmed down, imagine we're sort of all in the back of the wagon. And Ximori's just going to sort of look at Aderyn and just go, I don't hate you. I just don't have a good history with magic.
That's very kind of you, considering most would, in your situation, instantly hate me. Thank you.
Yeah, just, be good, I guess. Don't control other people. Life in a cage is not fun.
It's something I want to learn. It's part of the reason why I am here right now is because I want to find ways to control it better. But if you ever want to talk about the things you went through, there's no pressure to, you don't have to, but if you want to, I would be happy to listen.
There's a lot that happened to me. But nah, it's fine.
That's okay. Does it have something to do with your claws?
Everyone keeps saying that. What? I don't know what you're all talking about.
You don't remember?
No, I attacked it.
You had claws come out of you. It's like you shifted into something else.
I'll sort of stare at my hands for a bit.
Ximori, at this point, you realise you are starving.
Have we got any food left?
Lesley, do we have cheese?
I think we have some roquefort. Have you ever had any of this?
We have days of rations, like 2.5 weeks worth of rations.
It's cheese time. We've been through some trauma. We deserve good cheese.
Wine and cheese time.
Wine, cheese, and therapy.
I try a bit of the cheese. It does not help.
Ah.
I mean, it's nice.
Balrick, can you hand...
I'll point to the wagon and be like, there's bags of jerky in the wagon.
I'll grab some for Ximori.
Jerky is a little better, but
you guys rest. We'll set up, and I'll go hunt something for it in a bit, I guess. If you need some proper meat.
it's all right. I'll go get something. I could do with a walk.
You want company, or are you okay?
I'm good. I'll be back in a bit.
All right.
I'll walk into the forest.
Yeah.
I leave like 2 of my axes behind.
Ooh,
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
just the 2.
That means they They trusted us. They'll come back. Stop running away.
You head into the forest with... It's not even your stomach that feels empty, it's you that feels empty. Like there is a craving that cheese and dry jerky just hasn't hit. You just feel the need to feed.
I look for something small.
You roll a swap check.
Survival is 17.
You traipse through the wood until you spot something. It's not even wood, you're kind of in tall grass, on the outskirts of the forest. You spot something like dancing through the stalks. You kind of like hunker down low, almost onto, like, naturally heading onto all fours, where you feel like your hands like claw into the earth. It feels natural. As like you feel your teeth kind of elongate and thicken as the saliva coats your mouth, and before you even really know what's happening, you spring forth and you clamp down on the back of the neck of a fox, and you feel hot blood wash down your mouth, through your throat, and you feel that hunger deep down inside of you just fill a little.
I just hold the fox there until it goes cold and drop it. Walk away for a bit and watch for something to come and scavenge the fox, and then feed again.
You repeat the process, and you feel something keening you forward towards feeding further. No words, just the drive to feed. Feed on power, feed on strength. Eventually something bigger comes along. A lone wolf, seemingly without its pack, mangy, clearly having been wounded previously, comes in, and you instinctively again pounce and feed. And that drive, that hunger, fades enough for you.
And I take the wolf body and sort of throw it into the branches of a tree, and I'll drag the fox back. And again, taking a bit of time to, like, break the neck so that it's not just teeth marks.
Ximori returns with a fox, and you're all setting up your camp for the night. I think we'll deal with any questions onto that next time. So we will close the chapter there, and we will pick up the remainder of our story next week. But until then, see you later.